Hey there troopers, this is Rabbit here with another gameplay tips video. This is going to be for Combat Stim versus First Aid Stim. Alright, so let's just kind of, talk about them one at a time here. First one we're going to talk about is the Combat Stim. Okay, so with the Combat Stim Fabricator, it's going to be yellow in color, different from the First Aid Stim, which is going to be green in color. So that's the first major difference here. So with the Combat Stim Fabricator, when troopers use this, they're going to get what is called a Combat Stim. So with the Combat Stim, you get, whenever you use it on yourself or other troopers, they get, and you get, depending on what you do, a temporary move speed boost, so you're going to be able to run really fast, and it's going to give you health regeneration. Now, health regeneration is there automatically if you're playing on easy and normal, but it's not going to be there on hard difficulty. So if you are concerned about, health regeneration and you want to, get that, run the Combat Stim Fabricator. Provide that for the troopers in your team. If you're interested in speed running things, like for example, Hive Hunt, if you want to speed run Hive Hunt, you can use the Combat Stim Fabricator, get that move speed buff here. So do that if you want to go with that route. However, the health regeneration's a little slow. If you're in a really bad pickle, it might not save your life, because it does take a little bit for it to get going. Okay, so that's something you need to keep an eye out for. Okay, so let's talk about the First Aid Stim. So with this thing, when you use it, you can instantly heal yourself or another trooper that you want to use it on. You can consider this as burst healing, whereas the Combat Stim Fabricator is more like healing over time. And I don't think this can keep up with fire damage. I haven't tested it out, but my theory is that the fire damage will burn a little bit faster than, how much this can heal you over time. So if you've played like, hero shooter games like Overwatch, yuck, or Marvel Rivals, the First Aid Stim Fabricator is going to be like Loki's healing, or Anna's healing in Overwatch. You can consider the Combat Stim Fabricator as like Mercy's healing over time in Overwatch, and Lucio's. Well, I guess Lucio's more of a what was the word again? Burst healing. But anyways, you kind of get the point, right? Alright, anyways, coming back to the game itself, you can also instantly revive troopers with this thing too. Sorry, I got distracted there. But, the reason why I like using the First Aid Stim so much still is because, like, unlike the Combat Stim, the First Aid Stim can save a life, right? You can't use a Combat Stim on a trooper that has been knocked out by a bug. So that's like one of the major differences in these two stims. So use it however you like, but if you have both of these fabricators equipped, you can't physically carry a set of Combat Stims, and you cannot carry a set of First Aid Stims. Whichever one you pick up first is the one you're going to be using until you use up all the stims, and then you're presented with the option to be able to choose one or the other again. So I recommend just sticking with one of these because you still need the First Aid Stim dart to actually do the job that the Combat Stim can't. Okay, that's it for this one. Hope it helps you out. Hope that clears up any confusion. Okay, troopers, catch you next time. Peace out, homies.